Started out our design for our new farm here with where we could bring grain in and store it easy. We have a little gravel circle behind this, so if you're pulling a long trailer you can go around, come back up this way and then back in. This also makes it easy for getting the food over to the goats. The barn is a 50 by 80. It's divided into two halves. We have a 40 by 50 pipe fence in front of each one, very strong. You can see right here all the girls are getting ready to get their feed. One of the things we wanted to do is make sure we could feed from the outside. So what you see is all of these feeders right here. I can feed across the fence and not have to get in with the goats. Each one of the fronts has a gate, so we can close that off so we can keep them from coming in or from coming out of the barn. And then we have a lane over in this area where we'll take you through some of our 10 by 20 pens and our 30 by 50 or 40 pens. Normally the bucks are over in this way. They are always separated from the does. We'll talk about that a little later. We spread the food in front and in back so the shy ones are able to get that. So we have 9 or 10 feeders up here. Spread this out so the dominant ones don't keep the others away. To the left of the barn, we have some panels here that help us run the goats into this lane. This lane is where we can do the catching. We can shut this off so the goats can't go back there. And what we have in this lane is on one side we have 4 by 7 porta huts with 10 by 20 pens. As we have does kid, we'll normally bring them out here after a day or so and leave them in here with the baby individually for 5 to 6 days so that the mothers can get to know them, the kids get strong enough where they can move around. At that time, we will then take them over into one of these. These are 8 by 14 porta huts, and these pens are 30 by 50. There's 3 of those. We can move multiple does, 2 to 3 with their babies over here after they're a week or so old, and they'll stay in this area in smaller numbers until they're probably a month and a half old. Then we will move them to the back where we have that third area. We also use this area for the bucks when we're not using it for the does. If we only have 1 or 2 bucks or 3, they might have just one of these panels. They also have an acre and a half in the back that we can move them into. We have gates between all of these areas so we can move them back and forth. As we get little bucks when they're 3 months old, they will be put over here also so that they don't breed with any of the does. This makes a very nice area when we're working our goats for maintenance on a monthly deal. To look at the eyes, we'll shut this door, run the goats in here, run them in one of these pens, and then check them one at a time for their eyes, decide what we're going to do vaccination wise or whatever, and then run them back out so we know the ones that are outside have been taken care of. The ones that haven't gone through yet have not been taken care of. This is also used when we're going to breed a doe. If we have a doe come into heat and we want to breed that, we'll bring her, put her in one of these pens, then we can come over, pick the buck that we would like to, bring it over, shut both ends of this lane, run the buck over into this area so they can breed for a day or so, and then we'll take that out, separate the doe and put the buck back over in this area. This makes it very nice to be able to control what the breeding is and that we know what's going on. This is the back of the barn. We have another lane that goes here. It'll take us over to the lane that goes into the sub pastures. We have 2 pens here that are 20 by 30 or 40. This first one, even though we're not using it for right now, we use this as a creep area. We can keep these doors closed over here, and then there's a creep gate where only the little kids can get in. We can put the feed out in this area and they can get to it without having the big does knock them around. We can also use this for keeping does that are 2 or 3 does. This is another one that we use for that, but we can also shut this gate so that none of the does can get in here while I'm bringing the feed in, and I can bring the feed in from the back area, put it out for the creep area, and not have to fight any animals. This is our 3rd place we move the mothers and their babies. After they've been by the mother by herself with the babies for a little bit, then we moved them into a 2 or 3 mothers to a place. This is the final one. This is a 2-acre deal where they will stay until they're about 3 months old, ready to wean. We have a nice big porta hut here. That's a 14 by 21. We only have 5 girls that were kidding in October. Normally we'd put about 10 if we had that, but we like to keep them where the little ones won't get hurt by the older does that don't have babies until they're old enough. This is on the right hand side of the barn. You're looking at the feed storage area in the front. We put gates on the front and back of this so we can also use this for putting a couple of does with their kids, a sick animal, whatever, or open it up with this right half of the barn. We also have that right half of the barn where we can keep 4 to 5 mothers with their kids, and this will give us some extra running room. This is looking at it from the back right side. This is coming in from the house, the lane, the barn over here. This is our pasture where we keep the mothers and the 1.5-month-old to 3-month-old kids. We have 5 does out there right now with babies. Then the lane goes down this way. We have the 4 pastures, and there's a gate at the end of that. We have 30 acres past that we let our neighbors use for running cattle. And then past that we have 18 acres of where we raise hay. Normally we've been raising hay grazer. I don't know if we'll continue to do that or not, but this has worked out very well for us. You can see this fence is a Stay Tough. It's very tight. It lasts when the goats rub back and forth on it. It doesn't warp or anything like that, so we've been very happy with that. Here the girls are eating some hay grazer we put out. We were having a lot of rain, and so we put this out to let them start grazing. Eating kind of dry lot. But you can see they will normally take that bale down in 5 or 6 days. They love that. It's a sweet sorghum Sudan hybrid, and goats love that.